The following is a presentation of SportsGroove TV and Heritage Sports Radio Network, the voice of HBCU sports.
So they came to Fayetteville, North Carolina to party, and the only people who ended up dancing were the folks from Shaw after a tremendous comeback on homecoming here in this beautiful part of North Carolina. Welcome to the Home 2 Suites in Fayetteville, our home away from home when on the road in this beautiful part of North Carolina. Along with Mike Walker, I'm Mark Gray. It was a game that you thought the homestanding Broncos had everything under control. They were cruising along with a 22-point lead, and then suddenly the bottom seemed to fall out.
You know, that's what happens, Mark, when you put two champions in the same ring. You know, eventually somebody will emerge, and today it was Shaw.
They had something to prove after losing to Johnson C. Smith. And after their homecoming had been spoiled, they were looking to spoil somebody else's.
You know, everybody says when you schedule Shaw for a homecoming, you know, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. I think Fayetteville found that out this weekend. You
got to give credit to the sophomore quarterback from Florida, Quinshawn Odom, who stepped up. And I'd have to say a star was born on this Saturday afternoon.
You know, very seldom do you see the demise and the growth of a quarterback in the exact same game. You know, he struggled mightily in the first half. He was even benched at one point. His replacement got hurt, so Coach Dal Asbury had to go back to him, wrapped his arm around before he sent him out there and let him know, look, son, if we're going to win this game, it's going to be because of you.
And it was a critical call in the fourth quarter, which extended the drive and ultimately extended the game. But you got to be able to come back. And what do you make of the way that Fayetteville State came back from that disappointing call?
You know, it's a tough situation. Obviously, that call is going to be a factor in the game. But at the end of the day, they still had their fate in their own hands, and they lost the game on a last-play fumble.
And that's how it ends, 35-29. It was Fayetteville State falling on homecoming to the Shaw Bears. Neither one of these teams will be participating in the CIAA championship, but we look to make it back to Fayetteville for basketball season. Remember, Fayetteville and the Broncos, the second-place team in the CIAA men's tournament, and our home away from home in Fayetteville will be the Home 2 Suites. What an outstanding facility this is.
Tremendous customer service. It's just a total different experience, right, in staying in a hotel.
It certainly is. It's really a home spot, and so too was the experience at Fayetteville State. Big props to our guy, Adrian Ferguson, the outstanding sports information director at Fayetteville State, along with his entire staff. My man AP holding it down as well. That's the story from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Fayetteville State, disappointing homecoming, but Shaw looks to build some momentum heading towards the finish of the season. For Mike Walker, I'm Mark Gray. Our traveling road show is back on and popping once again next week from Orangeburg, South Carolina, where it's Florida A&M and those Bulldogs. We'll see you at the ballpark.
This has been a presentation of SportsGroove TV and Heritage Sports Radio Network, the voice of HBCU sports.